This week, I'll lead you through a calm and slow seated yoga practice. We're going to do all the poses from a seated orientation, going through all 6 movements of the spine. Let's get started. You don't necessarily need any props for today's practice. You can do this without any props. However, I will use a bolster for our reclining deer pose towards the end of the practice. So if you want to use any support under the back for that back bend, then have a bolster, some cushions, pillows, or a folded blanket somewhere next to your mat. Other than that, I will not use any props today. And when you are ready, come into an easy seated pose. I'm suggesting some sort of a cross-legged seat, but where exactly you have your legs, or if you want to use something under the pelvis here, that's up to you, between you and your body. We're just looking for an easy seat to begin with. You could have your hands resting on your knees or thighs, and just for a moment, you could close your eyes or just turn your gaze down towards the floor, and then give yourself a few slightly slower, slightly deeper breaths in and out. Noticing each breath in and noticing each breath out. Allowing yourself a moment in the beginning of the practice to notice how you feel. If you notice aches or pains in your body, just make a mental note of these areas of your body, and then when we start to move, be extra mindful, extra careful when we go through the practice. Just keeping your body safe. And if there are poses, if there are movements that don't feel safe for you today, you can always skip them. You can adjust the practice so that the practice serves you. Take another breath here, in and out. And you can still leave your eyes closed if you want, or you might open your eyes as I demonstrate our first movement. We're going to go into some circling seated cat-cows. Hands on the knees, start to circle your chest, circle your hips, gently going in one direction. Allowing your spine to move, allowing your head to follow those movements. Circling the weight on your pelvis, so kind of circling a bit from side to side, moving the weight to the front of the pelvis, to the back of the pelvis. And breathing along those circles. Let's go one more time this way. So we're still moving in the same direction. And then from an easy place, change the direction of those circles. And each circle might be different. So we're really just inviting some movement to the spine, to the hips. Maybe you feel some movement around the shoulders, shoulder blades. Noticing how this movement feels in the body and allowing some time for the movement to sink in. Often we need a few repetitions to get comfortable with the movement. Let's do a couple more circles, just in your own time, with your own breath. And then slowly find your way back to center. Where can you find that center now after those circles? With your next couple of breaths, as you inhale, reach your arms overhead up towards the ceiling. And then one hand at a time, reach a bit higher up. So maybe reaching the right arm up, opening the right side a bit. Then going to the left side. So we're not going into a side bend, but more just reaching up. And again, going to the right side or to the opposite side, as if you're trying to lift that side up towards the ceiling. Couple more times from side to side. Here as well, notice when you breathe in, when you breathe out. I like to breathe in as I reach up, and then I breathe out as I release. Change to the other side again. I breathe in as I reach the other side up. And breathe out, coming down. Let's go one more time to both sides, just so that you've been the same amount of time on both sides. Trying to keep the neck soft. Head can rock from side to side. And then reach both arms up. As you exhale, bring right hand on the mat on your right hand side. And next breath, slowly lean into a side bend over to the right. If you want, you might bring that left arm overhead. You might even bring right elbow to the mat if that feels good, but just slowly sinking a bit further to your right. You might look down to the mat if that releases the neck more. Take another breath here, in and out. And then from that side bend, start to send your left hand on the floor in front of you. Exhale and bring both hands in front of you. They circle to the left side. And now find your way into that side bend on the left side, reaching right arm close to the head. And again, as you exhale, right hand reaches in front of you, right hand reaches to the right side, left hand goes along the floor, and then the left arm goes next to the head. We'll do this a couple of times. So as you exhale, leaning your back forward, the arms go in front of you, and then into that side bend on the left side. You could inhale there on the side. Again, exhale, leaning forward. The hands go along the floor, along the mat. And you find your way again to the right side. One more time, we travel to the left. So exhale, rounding the back, sliding hands along the floor. And then we find that side bend on the left side. Take a couple of more breaths here, in and out. So pausing into the side bend on the opposite side. Again, you might look down if that releases the neck more. Maybe left elbow is on the mat. Take one more breath, in and out. Soften the hips, soften the thighs. And then as you inhale, start reaching up through the right arm and slowly bring yourself all the way up. You can roll the shoulders, you can turn the head. And we still stay in this seat. Now we're going to lean hands in front of us. And then we're going to turn the fingers towards the legs. So still trying to bring the hand onto the mat. Maybe it's not the whole palm, but just trying to bring hands to the mat. Fingers pointing to your feet, to your legs. And you can either stay at the center. So we're trying to open that inner side of the wrists, forearms. Or you might gently press down through one hand, then the other. So kind of rocking a bit from side to side if that feels better. Find a gentle way of opening that inner side of the wrists, forearms. Keep tops of the shoulders soft. Take another breath in and out. Maybe find your way to center if you've been moving. And then slowly, one hand at a time, release. Turn the fingers back away from you. And then turn the back of your right hand on the mat. So now Gently stretching the opposite side of the wrist, opposite side of the forearms. Breathing here in and out, again keeping shoulders soft, keeping neck soft. And then inhale, exhale, let's change to the other hand. So bring your right palm on the mat, turn the back of your left hand on the mat. These kind of stretches can be quite nice if you are about to work on a computer, or if you have worked typing away on a computer for a long time. Just give some nice movements, stretches for the wrists and hands. And then slowly release the hands. Just walk your hands back to the legs so you can release the hands and roll the shoulders a couple of times. Then we're going to go into some seated twists. So now I'll turn a little bit sideways so it's easier for you to see. Extend your left leg in front of us, and then see if you could cross your right foot to the outside of that left leg. We're going to go into a closed twist. With your left arm, you can either hug the right knee towards the chest, or you could extend your left arm to the outside of your right knee. And then slide your right hand behind you. You could have the hand or just fingertips on the mat behind you. Inhale, gently lengthen up through the back. As you exhale, see if you can twist tiny bit further. Not pushing, not pulling, but just inviting your spine, your chest into that twist. And then breathe here, in and out. See how would it feel to breathe towards the ribs. So really focusing on breathing to the sides of the ribs, breathing to the back of the ribs. Maybe breathing towards the chest. So playing with your breath. Take another breath in and out in your twist. And then as you exhale, release the twist. Keep legs as they are. Step hands on the mat on the left hand side. And then as you exhale, lower your chest down. Kind of leaning into an opposite twist. And inhale, lift yourself up. And then we're going to extend both legs in front of us. You could just shake the legs a bit. And then we're going to do that twist to the other side. And now we're going to cross the left foot to the outside of the right leg. Just find your long but relaxed spine. With the right arm, you could either hug the left knee, or you could slide your right arm to the outside of that left leg. Left hand somewhere behind you so you can support your back through that left arm. Take a gentle, slow breath in, lengthening the back up. As you exhale, see if you could twist just a bit further. You don't have to turn your head if that doesn't feel good. And then breathe. Again, think about turning your ribs, turning your chest to the left. Allow each breath to move your ribs all around. Kind of 360 movement around the ribs with each breath in and out. Just exploring some space and release. Soften your jaw. Check that you're not biting teeth together. Let's take one more breath here, in and out. And then as you exhale, slowly, slowly release that twist. Still keep your legs as they are. Step hands on your right side, so you're kind of leaning away from that twist into an opposite twist. Exhale, bend the elbows like you're lowering your chest, your head towards the floor. And then next in-breath, lift yourself up. Then we are going to release both legs in front of us. Again, you might shake the legs a bit and just walk a bit from one sit bone to the other, kind of grounding your pelvis down. We're going to go into a forward bend. I'll keep my legs extended. I feel that's what I need today, but you could also opt for a butterfly shape in the legs. You decide what shape in the legs allows your spine to round forward. And from here, when you've found the shape for the legs, inhale, and as you exhale, start to slowly walk your fingers either along the floor or along the legs towards the feet or away from the pelvis. Take another breath in along the way. And as you exhale, see if you could round your neck, allow your head to come a bit further down as well. Finding your forward bend that might target your legs, that might target the back of the pelvis, that might target the back of your spine. Maybe you feel the pose a little bit everywhere along the back line. You might hold your feet, you might hold your legs, that sometimes helps. You might bend your knees as much as is needed. And just visualize a gentle wave going through the spine. With each breath in, the wave goes down towards the lower back. With each breath out, the wave moves back up towards the head, releasing tension, releasing any effort you don't need right now. Your feet could be flexed, they could be pointed. Take another breath in and out. Just melting, softening into that forward bend. And then slowly, slowly, as you inhale, start to roll the back up. Help with your hands, help with your arms to bring the back, the neck, the head up. You could open your chest, you could move your neck. And then we are going to go into that back bend. And this is where you could use a bolster, a pillow, something behind your back. So I'll turn sideways, different sideways, so you can just see a bit better. We're going to start by bending the right knee. It might be that your knees are close together, or you could open that right knee a bit further out to the side. And you might keep left leg extended, or you can open your left leg into that deer shape. If you use a bolster, pillow, have it behind your back. And just slowly, slowly exhale, start to lean back. You might lean onto your elbows, especially if you don't have anything to lean onto, just lean onto your elbows. Or you can lean onto that bolster, or some of you might even want to lean all the way down onto the mat, onto the floor. Finding your back bend. If you're not leaning onto your elbows, you might bring arms overhead. And here, allow your breaths to move all the way down towards the belly. And again, this might be a pose that you feel more down in the legs. You might feel this more along your spine, and we are not trying to flatten the back. We are looking for that arch, that back bend in the spine. Even if you're leaning down onto the floor, allow that arch in your back. You can allow your chest to open, to kind of puff out. Take another breath in and out. And then slowly, you could start to bring your elbows back onto the mat and bring chin towards the chest. Slowly, slowly bringing yourself up into that seat. We'll release the legs. Again, you might shake the legs a little bit, or you might point and flex your feet, move your ankles. And then we're going to do the same to the other side. And you might find yourself in a slightly different shape as we go into this pose. That's very fine. So now we're going to bend the left leg. And again, find a place where you feel your knee is safe. You could have that bolster behind you. So again, right leg could be extended, or you might open right leg into that deer shape. And then exhale, start to slowly lean back. So you might lean onto that prop. You might lean onto your elbows. You might lean all the way down onto the mat. And you can still adjust your legs if needed. Notice where along your spine or along your legs, your hips, you feel the pose on this side. You could send your breaths to those areas. Invite your body to soften, invite your body to release tension with each breath out. Let's take another few breaths on this second side of our back bend, our reclining deer or reclining saddle, depending on what name you use for this pose. Then as you inhale, exhale, start to find your elbows back onto the mat. Lift your head up and just slowly, slowly bring yourself up into a seat. And release the legs. You can extend your knees. And then we're going to find our way back into a cross-legged seat. Or if cross-legged seat doesn't feel good for you now, you might sit on your knees, on your shins, maybe sit on a pillow. Where do you feel you could find an easy seat? And we're going to give some movement for the neck. As you exhale, bring your left ear towards the left shoulder. And then with your next exhalation, start to gently circle your head clockwise, so towards the right shoulder. Then gently behind you, maybe just a small lift of the nose up towards the left shoulder again. And continue this way, clockwise, a few circles. When you bring your head back, be extra gentle. We don't need to drop the head all the way back. Just a gentle lift. And maybe it's your shoulders moving as well. Maybe the movement comes from your upper back. And then from an easy place, change the direction of those circles. And breathe along your circles. You can notice where you breathe in, where you breathe out. Let's do one more circle in your own time, with your own breath. Then bring your chin down towards the chest. And slowly bring your head back to center. And then from that seat, interlock your fingers, your hands behind the back. And either keep your hands as a big fist as you open your chest, reach hands away from the hips, or turn your palms down towards the mat, like you're turning your palms away from your lower back, away from your pelvis. That might give a different opening around the shoulders, across the chest. Take a few breaths here, in and out. Our final stretch for today, helping us to leave the chest open. Take one more breath in and out. And then with the next exhalation, release the hands. You bring hands back onto your knees, back onto your thighs. I'll turn again towards you. And then give yourself a quiet moment here. It's just a moment to breathe, a moment to check in with yourself as we're slowly coming towards the end of our practice. I can invite your awareness, your full awareness back to your breath. Just observing those in breaths, sliding in, out breaths, sliding out. Give yourself a few more slow, calm breaths here, in and out. You might let out a sigh. Exhale through the mouth. And then if it's a part of your practice, you can bring your palms, your hands together in front of the chest. And as always, at the end of the practice, most importantly, thank yourself for taking some time to check in with yourself, some time to move, to breathe. And I thank you very much for joining in, for sharing this practice. Namaste. Thank you.